Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded and our companion focus playthrough. So what we are now going to do is attempt to create our own faction, and thank you to those of you in the comments that literally told me about this, because I thought to myself, wait a minute, why am I not getting the kingdom creation thing? And then I thought, well, this was obviously during the previous episode, I was thinking to myself, oh okay, usually there's a pop-up that says, now you can create your own kingdom, congratulations, please name it, and so on. And that didn't happen, so I thought, oh, okay, it must be that it is now locked behind, you know, clan tier or something along those lines. But, thanks to those of you in the comments, you have told me that it is actually still possible at clan tier 4 and above, and you need to be able to speak to your governor, which is exactly what I am going to be doing in just a moment. Now, I'm not entirely sure how a new player is going to know about this, because let's just say that you're very new to the game and you have no idea about governors and you have no idea about how to create your own kingdom, and you literally take something and then you think, oh, that's my kingdom. All right, cool, you know, I created my own kingdom. But that is actually not how it works. You need to speak to the governor for that to be a thing, so it's a bit weird. I'm not sure if you can speak to your companions as well, but I personally feel like there should be a little bit of a step in between. So maybe it would say something, I don't know, maybe there should be a little message that pops up that says, appoint a governor in your new fief and you'll be able to create your kingdom, or something along those lines. I don't know. It's just something that I thought of because if me, who is quite, I would say quite experienced with the franchise of Mount and Blade, if I didn't know that I had to speak to my governor, then how is a new player supposed to know that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me being stupid. I mean, it's probably that, to be fair. But let's just say that, you know, let's just say it's not. Anyway, it's time to take a momentous step. It's time to proclaim a new kingdom. There we go. And language and laws of the Vlandians or the Aserai. Okay, so I am an Aserai culture, but we are surrounded by Vlandians. And indeed, Ethan Bolt himself. Actually, you know what? We have so many Aserai companions that it might make sense to actually be the Aserai. You know what? Let's do it. A kingdom using Aserai law would institute the following: Council of the Commons and Senate. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. I think feudal inheritance is actually good. Okay, so now, here's another thing. This is obviously new to me, because this was obviously instituted in 1.7.0, which is obviously the new version that I'm playing on. I don't agree with how this is displayed. You know the reason for that? I have no idea what these do. And the only reason why I know about feudal inheritance is literally just because my memory is telling me I think feudal inheritance is okay, but I think I might be thinking of noble retinues, to be honest. But yes, both of these are not that good, so I guess we're just going to go for feudal inheritance and we'll see what's going on. But in my opinion, these should be tooltips, and we should be able to either click on them or mouse over them to be able to find out more information about what these policies actually are. Because in the grand scheme of things, it might be very difficult for us to revoke any policies that are initially implemented. So yeah, that's just my thought on it anyway, and we're just going to go for this. I'll name it... oh no. Oh no. Companion Corp? What, you can't have a full stop? Okay, you can't have a full stop in this game, apparently. No, you can't have a full stop. Okay, full stops are not available. Good work. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I cannot... I mean, see, now here's the thing. If I wanted my kingdom name to literally be ellipses, then I think I should be able to do that. But okay, we're going to go for Companion Corporation because that's generally what we are. We're basically trying to, you know, fill an entire kingdom full of companions. I could have gone for Conglomerate, but I thought corporation was a little bit more catchy. I don't know, I kind of like the whole alliteration thing. Generally, I like to do that quite a bit. I don't know why, but it's kind of catchy to me. So that's what we're going to do. Companion Corporation, there we go. Ooh, that sounds very good. Look at that. Barney of the Companion Corporation declares war on the Vlandians. Oh yes, that sounds really cool in my opinion. I like it, I like it. All right, so without further ado, let's take a look at my party here real quick. Okay, so we have quite a few low tier units, but I think we should be okay to attack. Oh wow, Drapand Castle actually has a significant amount of units. I'm thinking that maybe we'll... Should I just try and take another town? No, I think that's a bit too... Isn't that a bit too risky? We have 244 defenders at Praven, if you can believe that. That's pretty crazy. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Anyway, yeah, we are recruiting prisoners as well, which is really good. We could send out a recruiter as well. I'm going to allow them to buy horses as well. I mean, why wouldn't I, do that if we are actually going to use recruiters to begin with anyway. It doesn't seem like there are any very large armies around us here, so I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to attack this vassal real fast, and then we're going to do some damage. We're going to do some damage to Drapand Castle and attempt to take that, and then hopefully improved garrison will do its thing, and then we'll have a nice time of things going forward. Oh, this guy's fantastic for horse archers, as you can quite clearly tell. Look at that. He has so much really, really good stuff. Actually, wait a minute. Was he the cavalry person? He might have been the cavalry person, actually, and I just took him off that. Well, that's not particularly good, is it? Okay, well, let's just put that fellow on there, and that's going to be just as good, I suppose. All right, let's do it. Okay, so... I think someone actually mentioned, how am I doing so much damage with one-handed? Well, I mean, let's face it, I haven't really been hitting too many high-tier units, and the high-tier units that I am hitting, I'm either hitting them on the head, or I am hitting them with a speed bonus of some kind. Because, well, obviously, as you can tell, I'm using a mace. A mace has high penetrative, functions, and generally it is so much better to use a mace than it is to use a sword, so generally you're going to do quite a lot of damage, especially considering I do have a lot of one-handed weapon proficiency. That is generally what you're going to see there, and you've obviously seen in the past that I have been attempting to attack my companions in tournaments, and I haven't done very well because they've given me a sword or they've given me a polearm or something like that. And yeah, sure, I can probably kill someone in one hit with the polearm, but it's still going to be a little bit touch and go because it is very slow. You've got to maximize your windows of opportunity. Anyway, let me see what I can do here. I actually would like to get my archers. I have 84 archers? Okay, that might be a little bit overkill. That might be a little bit overkill, but I don't know. Maybe it's going to be alright. Anyway, I have my longbow here, and someone actually mentioned that maybe it's the fact that I am zooming in that much more that we can actually see the arrow drop happen in real time, because as it stands, maybe we just haven't really been witness to that in the past. And that actually makes a good deal of sense, to be honest, because usually I'm going to be shooting like this. Right? I'm going to be shooting like this, basically, like almost all the time. I mean, dependent on a variety of factors. Most of the time, I'll literally be shooting with third person, and I'm not going to really be able to see the arrow drop as a result of that. And that makes sense. So, it's a good point. You had a very, very good point there, so I like that. Anyway, well, the enemy doesn't seem to like that very much, because as you can see, they have been completely destroyed, and oh wow, we already have someone that has leveled up, an Azrai Mamluk Heavy Cavalry. Fantastic, there we go. Thul Adale. Alright, Thul Adale, fantastic. Okay, we're going to give him athletics and riding skill. We're going to try and make him a little bit more powerful in regular fighting, and someone very rightly mentioned that athletic skill actually increases their HP. As far as I'm aware, that is actually the case, and I probably should have done that a while ago, to be honest. I really should have. Anyway, let's see what I can do here. Maybe roguery skill? Do I want to raid any villages? Probably not. So maybe we'll just go for leadership or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, he has, well, a pretty significant amount. Yes, a pretty significant amount in athletics and all that stuff. So yeah, that's rather wonderful. Anyway, I am going to get out of here. And we're going to take these prisoners. I'm going to be... I might as well take the looters as well. I mean, why not? You know, we are training a bunch of people. In Praven's garrison, of course. And maybe it would be an idea to... I'm actually not entirely sure if we can even level up those looters, to be honest. You know, because I obviously do not have the ability to do so, but maybe the garrison does. I wouldn't know about that. Anyway, let's go into the thing here. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to hopefully be able to recruit all of these prisoners. We're going to go into the garrison, and we're going to put the looters in there. I'm going to make sure that I have... Oh, did I level up? Wait a minute. I think someone actually gave me... Oh yeah, because we are the faction leader. Yes, indeed. Okay, so we are the faction leader, so that might be the reason why we have increased our party size a little bit, which is actually really cool. I have way too many... ranged units, he says, as he takes a bunch of Vlandian crossbowmen. Yeah, let's probably not do that. And let's take a couple of Vlandian infantry instead. There we go. Let's take a couple of footmen while we can, and there we have it. Okay, so now we're just going to wait here for some time, because Mr. Vartar is very close by, and maybe he is going to see to it that he will besiege us. If he does besiege us, this is going to be fantastic for us, because, as you no doubt saw in the previous episode, we were able to defend against a mighty army of Drapand, and we were then able to ransom him off for a very large sum indeed. And I think someone actually asked why I ransomed him so fast. Okay, so here's the thing. Because of mods I have installed, there's one mod in particular that I very much like. It basically prevents lords from gaining units in a way that the player cannot, if you know what I mean. So, you know, they can still, you know, do everything the player can, but that's it. That's basically it. They can do everything the player can, and in my opinion, that very much levels the playing field. So, for example, if I actually allow Drapand to go, then that just means that he's going to be able to, well, recruit an army, and he's going to have to come back and try again. And in my opinion, that adds a lot more dynamicism to the game, rather than me just keeping him as a prisoner or me executing him, because execution obviously is probably not going to be the way to go, because execution is just literally going to result in people not trusting me. And that is obviously something I'd prefer to avoid. Anyway, let's go to the kingdom screen real fast, because I'd like to take a look at what these things are. Okay, so feudal inheritance is actually alright, that's not too bad. And castle upgrade costs. Okay, yeah, these are absolutely fine. So noble retinues, I would like to propose. I don't have enough influence at the moment, but you can see here, this, in my opinion, is going to be super nice. But unfortunately, we do not have clan tier 5 anyway, so this is not even going to help me as it is. Yeah, it's probably a better idea that I take a look at this after the fact, because I really don't even have the influence. So me looking at all this stuff right now is really not going to make any difference whatsoever. So let's see what I can do here. I'm going to go over to Drapand Castle. That large army is still nearby, so we should be a little bit careful about that. I am rather worried that it is going to attack Praven. Oh wow, we have a pretty significant garrison in there, so I think it will probably be very difficult for them to take it, even if they do decide to go for it. And we are going to go in here, and I'm going to see what I can do. Should I try to bombard them a little bit? I think I might try to just bombard them. I'm going to build a battering ram and a siege tower first, because we can build them super fast. And then we're just going to build trebuchets across the board right here. And hopefully we'll be able to do something. Because you can see here, look at the speed at which we are able to build stuff. And that is literally just because of our engineers. Look at Guzid right here. Guzid has 255 in engineering. That's the only reason why we're able to actually do anything with the engineering skill. Absolutely fantastic. That was actually what I was hoping that Ethan Bold would be able to do as a trader, but he, well, he got himself preyed upon a little bit too early, and unfortunately that didn't really work out as intended. Alright, these guys want to fight us, that's absolutely fine. Oh, look at that! Okay, so we can literally go in right now because the walls have already been destroyed. And I don't think Praven's under siege. It doesn't look like it's under siege right now. I can't see because you can see here that the camera is this really weird angle, and I even if I zoom... Oh, no, there we go, there we go. That actually gives me a better look at the status of it, but no, it doesn't seem like it's under siege at the moment. Okay, let me just take a quick look at my own character here. We have reached 275 in trade, and what are we going to be going for? Man of means, recruitment of minor factions into your clan is 20% cheaper. That means mercenaries and things. And you will also get a 30% reduced ransom offer, okay? Trickle down, gain relationship 1 with merchant notables if you buy more than 10,000 golds worth of trade goods in a town. And a governed town gains 1 prosperity per day, as long as it is building a project. Okay, so neither of these are really going to be that useful for me, so I'm just going to go for trickle down, I guess. I mean, as I say, neither of these are really going to make any difference, so we're just going to take whatever. And we're now going to head into Drapand Castle, and we will attempt to take it, if we can. Let's do this. Alright, so I'm going to try and use my bow a little bit more, because obviously I very much like it, and hopefully... Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, we've got trebuchets out as well. I probably should have put those trebuchets away, in all fairness. I think me keeping the trebuchets out, probably not the best idea, because the trebuchets being out is going to distract a number of my own troops, and it's basically going to make them go on them when I don't really want them to be manned at all. I want them to be ignored as much as possible so we can direct most of the manpower toward the walls and towards taking things. That's generally what I would like to do, or what I would prefer to do. Where are my forces, by the way? Why are my archers going over here? Is this a strategy? Yeah, this is indeed a strategy. Look at the amount of kills that we're getting right here. This is crazy. Okay, hello there, sir. Okay, come on now. Get, come on. That shield, really. That shield was able to, stand up against my amazing mace. But yeah, you can see here, I mean, just look at the armor that these guys are wearing. That's the reason why I'm able to deal this damage. Literally, it's not much more than that. There we go, nice. Oh, we actually gained a level. Fantastic. Very nice indeed. Okay. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to finish this up relatively fast. I don't know what it is, but it feels to me like my companions are very powerful. I mean, obviously they are, because, they can die. Do bear that in mind, that they can actually die, and not one of them has died in this playthrough so far, which I gotta say I'm very surprised about. Anyway, someone actually did confirm that the Faris is indeed the noble unit of the Azarai, so I'm very much looking forward to leveling up one of those again. And we are once more going to be doing athletics, riding, scouting. I don't really care about these guys too much, because they're going to be just fighting with us, pretty much. And that's it. Alright, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, good. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what we want. We want 100 influence. Every single time we want 100 influence, as much as we can possibly get our hands on. And we also want a huge amount of renown as well to hopefully get our clan tier to the next level. That is what we are hopefully going to be able to do. Anyway, let's take all the prisoners that I can get my hands on. A nice amount of experience for our troops, but personally, I feel like they're going to level up reasonably fast anyway, so I don't really think I need to worry about them too much. And we are now going to be taking this as a fief. Now, here's the thing with this, okay? We can technically create our very own clan, and I'm talking about we can create a companion clan, and I'm not entirely sure whether I want to do that just yet, but I'm gonna be placing a bunch of money in here. And what we're going to do is we're literally just going to start some of these projects. We want them to be done as soon as possible. The loyalty is going to be a bit of a problem here, as you can quite clearly tell. I don't know whether we can put a governor here, because I don't know whether I have any... do I have any Vlandians? I don't think I have any Vlandians, to be honest, anymore. Do I? I think Polmark is the only one. What about this guy? I can't tell. I can't tell on the screen. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I feel like they should tell you the culture on the governor screen, to be honest. I feel like that would probably be a good idea. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway, let's just take a quick look here. Yeah, this is not... Wait a minute, is this going to work? Yeah, this is going to work. Okay, this is much, much better. Okay, So let's have a look here. Where is that fellow that I was looking at before? This guy's Empire. Ethan Bold is obviously the governor at that other place. What about this guy? No, he's Empire as well. Okay. We have way too many Azerai and Empire people. We have a Sturgian, finally, which is pretty cool. And we've just got a bunch of other people here. Oh, yeah. These are not going to work. Yeah, these are not going to work, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, so... What about Hologen? No, she is Khuzait. No. Okay, what about this guy? No, he's Empire. Okay. Unfortunate. Can't really do much about that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are just going to go to Drapand Castle here. I'm going to try and recruit... Let's try to recruit 200, I guess. We'll try to recruit 200. We'll get the training. We'll put them to tier 4. I think tier 4 is required at this point. And I'm probably going to put the prisoners that we have in there, because what we want to do is we want to try and get these guys to go into the garrison as fast as possible, and hopefully improved garrison is going to be able to do that. And hopefully there isn't going to be an extremely large army that will now decide to besiege Praven. That would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be pretty bad. So let's hope that that does not happen. Seems okay so far. Where is that really large army, by the way, that we saw beforehand? I'm actually wondering what's going on with the Vlandians. Okay, that's what's going on with the Vlandians. They are actually at war against Battania at the same time. And that is indeed probably making the biggest difference here. You could see... Look at her. Yes, our faction strength is leaving a lot to be desired, let's just say that. Okay, so I'm literally going to push the advantage right now. I am going to push our advantage. We have a massive amount of people that have leveled up once again. And what we're going to do is, I'm thinking, where should we go? See, now this is my main... This is really my main concern here, because I'm wondering where we should go, what we should expand outward to. So, for example, should we go down to Galend? Should we go down to Galend, or should we go up to Oxhall, Ostikon, Rovalt? Should we go up there, or should we go south? I don't know, you see. I mean, here's the thing. The possibilities are much greater if we go north, because we have 3 towns available there in comparison to just 2 down below, because the Azerai are obviously owners of 2 of the original Vlandian towns that they took while we were a mercenary with them. So that is obviously going to make a pretty big difference. I think we leveled up in that fight. Yes, we did. Okay, so we have 175 in medicine. Let's have a look here. Smaller increase to clan life expectancy. Food variety increases recovery rate by 5% for each point. Well, this really doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. I'm going to go for clan leader, a small increase to clan life expectancy, because the other thing is only applicable if you are the surgeon, and I am not the surgeon, obviously. One of my companions is the surgeon, so obviously that's probably going to work a little bit better for them. I'm going to try and increase my steward skill a little bit more, because we are indeed wanting to increase our party size as much as possible. And I suppose what we'll do is go into Oxhall now. This is, well, very risky. What is this army doing right here? Are they going to come over here? 100% they're going to come over here, right? Should I even bother? I'm kind of thinking probably not. Maybe? They're being very slow about it. You think I can get some trebuchets up and bombard the walls a little bit? No. Okay. I was very much hoping, you know, I kind of had a little ray of hope that we would be able to maybe do some damage to the walls. Just a little bit, you know. I don't need a huge amount, but just a little bit. But unfortunately, that will not be the case this time around. Okay. So otherwise, we're just going to try and increase our reserves here to try and make it a little bit better for us. You can see here that the loyalty is really, really bad. What I'm going to need to do is I will need to institute a couple of those policies now. Now that I do have 100 influence, I really do need to get loyalty increases as fast as possible. So as you can see here, settlement loyalty is increased by 0.5 per day. In my opinion, that's very useful. However, I think we might be able to find something a little better potentially. So let's have a look here. Maybe there's going to be something more. Influence gains. I mean, influence gains could actually be quite useful as well, because we seem to have some difficulties earning influence at the moment. Not entirely sure why that's happening. We are getting 3 influence every single day, but maybe that's just not enough. I don't know. We just seem to be not gaining as much as I would potentially want otherwise, but that doesn't really matter, because eventually it is going to, you know, spiral out of control, no doubt. Ah, look at that. Towns held by the ruler clan gain 1 loyalty and 1 prosperity per day. That sounds fantastic. So Imperial towns I will propose. There we go. The Companion Corporation will start allowing the ruler to grant special privileges to towns. That sounds fantastic. And we are also now going to try and get one other thing. Let me see, what can I get? What can I get? Security increased by 1 per day. That's pretty good. And towns with a security greater than 60 yield 1 additional influence to the owner clan. That's pretty cool. Food production in towns is very good. If you have a stable loyalty gain, then you could very easily do this, and you just think to yourself, well, 0.2, that's nothing, right? That's really not anything to worry about at all. 0.5 loyalty per day to settlements that have the same culture as their owner clan. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to help me at all. This is going to help me, though. Forgiveness of debts. This is fantastic. Yeah, this is also fantastic. Look at that. Tribunes of the people. Both of these are really, really good. I'm going to go for forgiveness of debts because this gives me just more loyalty. I don't really care too much about settlement production, to be honest, so we're just going to be doing that, and there we go. So now we only have 14 influence remaining, but the loyalty that I gain is more than worth it. Alright, are they going to go for the siege? They're not going for the siege. Why are you not going for the... Because you're going over there to Drapand Castle, aren't you? You absolute imbecile. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do that thing that I do, okay? We're going to do that thing, and we're going to try and launch Distraction Operation 101, which is to literally go here, besiege this town, and then we're going to literally see what they decide to do, okay? Because I want them to choose, you see. I want the AI to evaluate what is more important to them. What is more important, taking a castle that is extremely weakly defended, or defending a town that is extremely valuable to you? It seems like this guy wants to fight. Do you think he can beat us, actually? You know, he might be able to. This might be a bit problematic. Okay, wait a minute. We've got 10 units that can level up. Okay, I'm gonna bet that he can't win. Okay, I'm gonna bet, yeah, it's Liena. It's Liena, yeah, okay. We know who Liena is, yes, if you've been on my channel a while and you've seen most of my Bannerlord content, then you'll know who Liena is, but I will not, you know, spoil if you haven't seen those series before. Anyway, let's take a look. We'll fight to our last, there we are. Oh, I actually thought they had many, many more units than they actually do. They only have 336. This should not be that difficult for us to accomplish. And this is one of my favorite battlefields, actually. I'm not a big fan of fighting at nighttime, so I do apologize if you can't really see very well, but I'd highly recommend, if you can't see, try to raise the brightness of your device or your monitor or whatever you're watching on. Okay, the enemy's coming in pretty fast right here. I'm a little bit worried. Oh, okay, that was a bit too far. That was a bit too far. That was a bit too far. Can you see a pattern emerging here? Yes. That was a bit too far, 101. Apparently that's what I'm good at in this particular battle. Very nice. It's always really, really amusing to me when I'm literally thinking to myself, oh yeah, this bow has a lot of arrow drop. I must, you know, accommodate for it, you know. I must modify the way that I attack to make sure that I don't get murdered. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, are you serious right now? Please do not kill me, sir. That is a very large polearm, and I would much prefer that you not use it against me, sir. Oh, wow, that has literally destroyed my shield. Okay, he's dead now, thankfully. Fantastic. Oh yeah, so that's also something that I wanted to mention. I've actually taken a perk in the one, I think it's in the one-handed tree. Yeah, I think it's in the one-handed tree that I've never taken before. Basically, what it does is it increases my speed bonus or my damage from speed bonus by 30%. So, for example, if I'm running really, really fast and I hit someone, I'm going to deal 30% more damage, or I'm going to gain 30%, you know, up to 30% additional damage from that. So, for example, me hitting that guy right there, boom, look at that. That is exactly what I'm talking about, and that's the reason also why I'm dealing more damage than normal, because I generally don't take those kinds of perks most of the time. Generally, I don't know. I've just never felt like, you know, speed bonus is really that useful. But it seems to me like my companions are literally just murdering everything in sight. I'm almost at 300 bow skill. Can I please get more? Yeah, I don't think it actually even matters, because I think I have all the perks, don't I? Yeah, I think I have all the perks. Okay, there we go. Another 2 people can level up. Fantastic. Let's go for another couple in this. There we are. Fantastic. All right. So, apart from that, we are now gaining another 100 influence. That means that I could potentially... Oh yes, could potentially go for another one of those wonderful, wonderful perks. Or should we say policies. And let's have all those people get equipped with some stuff. And yeah, I actually think, we're going to continue the siege. Shall we? Shall we continue the siege? I think we should. I mean, we just upgraded 62 troops, and do I have any perks that I need to spend? Let's have a look. Yep, my charm skill has actually increased. Now, look at this. Now I'm finally getting a decent amount of... Well, I obviously can't see just yet because the game has not resumed. But there you go. Yes, we are getting 7 additional influence thanks to Immortal Charm, which is actually quite good at this point in the game. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, what do you want me to do? I don't know, you see, because I'm thinking that maybe we'll be able to take this without worrying too much, because we have really been able to show the Vlandians what we're capable of, but I'm actually thinking, you know what, maybe it would be too risky. Maybe it's too risky at this point. Maybe we really don't want to really just, you know, throw everything, you know, all in pretty much. You know, we don't really want to go all in at this point and then potentially fail and then everything is back to square one, because that could potentially happen, and that's definitely something we want to try and avoid. But we were successful, you see. We were successful in preventing the enemy from, well, besieging Drapand Castle, which is exactly what we wanted them to do. So, you know, we wanted them to be prevented from doing that, so it's fantastic. Anyway, well, I'm going to gain another 118,000 right there, which is really nice. And I should probably recruit some people while I have the opportunity to do so. And now, I seem to have gained a perk, or no, those are probably just my companions. Yes, those are just my companions. Okay, so now I'm wondering, I wonder where that army is going to go. Have they disbanded? There's a lot of vassals around here. A lot of activity in this area. You're chasing me. Are you serious? That is probably not a good idea. You know what? Wait a minute. Is she the leader of something? No, Belgier is the leader of her clan. Okay, well we're gonna do battle with her. We're gonna let her go so that we can gain a little bit of relation with his clan. And then hopefully, what we will be able to do is sometime later, I'm hoping that we'll be able to persuade a couple of Vlandian vassals to join us potentially. But I'm actually not sure whether we want to do that. Because while that is usually the strategy, you know, the strategy to go for, you know, employing your charm skill to try and recruit as many enemy vassals as possible, because we are indeed using Distinguished Service, I feel like it kind of ruins the theme. Don't you think? I feel like it might ruin the theme a little bit too much. So maybe what I'll do instead is I'll literally, well, just make my companions vassals, and that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. So I'm thinking, do I have the ability to do that? I think I do, actually. So what I need to do is I need to speak to one of my companions. So who am I actually going to speak to? I think I can do it. I need to check to see who's good at... this guy's good. But he's I mean, he's very, I mean, he's honest. He's honest. He's got honor. So he's not devious or anything. He is a bit cruel, though, which is obviously not great. But I think he's probably going to be pretty good. Okay, so let's make Lath. Lath the Blade. Because I actually want to keep these guys with me, if at all possible. I'd like to keep Polmark and Lundana and all those people that joined us initially with us, at least for now. And then later on, maybe we'll, you know, do something with them if we want to. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you want to see that. Maybe you want to see Polmark be a lord or something like that. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. But for now, we'll make Lath the lord of his own clan. I wish to reward you for your services. You have shed your blood for me, and you deserve a fief of your very own. Drapand Castle. Ah, okay, so wait a minute. Oh, you need 500 influence. Oh, okay, I actually thought you only needed 100. But okay, never mind. Okay, we'll have to do something about that then. So that means winning some more battles, I guess. Yes, indeed. Alright, well, there's that army over there. I'm actually wondering, you know what? I'm gonna do something real fast. I'm gonna go in against this guy, because look at that. There's 2 of them here, and this guy is okay. Yeah, he's not the leader. Okay, so we're just going to fight. I'm not sure whether I should. Yeah, I think they're too large. I think there are too many people here for me to go for an auto resolve and, you know, safely be able to do that without suffering too many casualties. But I'm pretty sure we should be fine, considering, yeah, look at how much damage our sharpshooters are capable of doing already. And I mean, you can see the tier of the enemy is quite clearly inferior to what we have. And I don't blame them for being a little bit worried about fighting us. Oh, you hit me in the leg. How dare you? Okay. For some reason, all of a sudden, my shots are going super far. There we go. Nice. Oh, the enemy's coming in from the side. All right, we're going to tell our infantry to charge in right now. I'm going to get stuck in there myself. I had a lot of fun using my bow just there, so not too bad. Able to get a couple of kills. Oh, Polmark leveled up. Fantastic. That's really nice to see. I mean, generally, I feel like my companions don't really die that often anymore, because they seem to die a huge amount beforehand, but I think with Distinguished Service, it's... I don't know, is it maybe impossible? Maybe I need to change the likelihood of them dying. I know, that sounds really morbid and everything, and maybe not exactly great, but it might be the only way, you know? It might be the only way that something can actually happen in regards to us losing some companions, so I might need to increase the chance for them to die. Because I do have that functionality. I left it at default, you know, I left it at what we set it at the very start of the series, which is basically realistic, you know. And I believe they all have a, I think it's like, what, 5% chance? Is it 5% chance or 10% chance or something? I actually have no idea about the percentage chance. But yeah, something like that might actually make sense. Okay, we're going to just go for this. Athletics once again, there we go. Oregon the Little, how little is he? What do you bet? He's 4 meters tall, you know, or something like that, or, you know, the equivalent in feet and inches, which is whatever, I don't know, something like 8 foot or 10 foot or something, I have no idea. Anyway, there you go, fantastic, nice, another 70 influence right there as well. Okay, wait a minute, we're going to let these guys go, because once again, I'd like to try and... Actually, do I even want to schmooze with them? Yes, I think I do. Okay, there's a good reason for that. Okay, yeah, I've just thought of a rather fiendish idea. The fiendish idea is this. I schmooze with them as much as possible. I get their relation up with us, and then as soon as they trust us, we bring them over to our side while they are still at war. While they're still at war with us, of course. And they bring over their fiefs, whatever fiefs they have, and then what do? I disavow their loyalty, and I take their fief from them. That sounds really fiendish, right? Yeah, I think that sounds super fiendish. Anyway, we're going to go up against this guy right here. We're going to go for a nice little auto-resolve. Yeah, as I thought, it is going to cause quite a few casualties, but it is not really going to make too much difference to our overall combat strength. And we are once again going to be letting a bunch of people go right here. Okay, so there's another couple of prisoners. A lot of really nice loot, but we are thankfully very close by to Praven, so I can very easily go in there. And we'll sell all our prisoners. This guy is a surgeon. He is Empire. Wow, he's actually got some fantastic traits. But we already have a surgeon. We already have a bunch of surgeons. So it's not really necessary. And as you can see, look at that. Fantastic. We're gaining loyalty. Oh yeah, that is exactly what I want to see. And we are actually almost at 500 influence as well, if you can believe it. So that's really nice, because that means that I'll be able to make a new clan. And we'll actually have a vassal to help us out. And I don't know how that's going to go, because I've actually never, ever done that before in Bannerlord, making a... I mean, I have done that before, making a companion into a vassal, but I've never made a distinguished service vassal. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's going to be amazing and super, super fun to see. All right, so we've got some more people there, and now this is getting a little bit dicey. So there's 184 in the garrison there. That is obviously not going to be enough to stop the invasion of the Vlandians, but I think a siege at Rovalt might do that. So let's actually take a look. Let's see if we can do something here. I'm just trying to be as annoying as possible. That's basically what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get these AI enemies to think to themselves, oh, this guy again. I must murder him with all due haste. And then they would come over here and waste their time and so on and so forth. And as you can see, Heckard is actually coming over here. I'm not sure whether Bertliana is going to do the same. But now I'm wondering whether I should just go straight on in, because this guy is now cornering me. What do they have in here? Oh, they have 21 sharpshooters. Okay, that might be a little bit problematic. I mean, how many sharpshooters do I have? Let me have a look. I have 25 Palatine guards and 25 Vlandian sharpshooters, so I have, well, basically double what they have. So I'm gonna bet that my forces, because we have just more high tier, I will be able to do this. I really did not want to do it, but I am kind of forced into it. So this is a little bit, well, this is a bit worrying. Let's just say that. This is a bit worrying. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Okay, Trebuchet, I could potentially go on this. Do I want to go on this? Yeah, let's use it and see what happens. Okay, so how do I oh, it's the same. Okay, it's the same as how it was beforehand. Okay, I was actually hoping that maybe they'd redone the siege mechanic slightly, where they would actually provide you with a small guide about where the projectile is going to go. But you can see here that they have not done that. So this is going to be very, very difficult. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, okay. Yeah. No offense, but that really does not feel very satisfying or enjoyable in the least, I feel like the trebuchets could use a little bit of tweaking here and there. And I'm not talking about, making it easier to fire them or whatever. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want to do that, that's great, because for me, And maybe for some other people that are maybe not so good at using it, sure, I think that's cool. But I think the Ballista, for example, the Ballista is one of my favorite siege engines to use because it is, well, it's very straightforward, obviously, one of the things. It is of course, very straightforward to use. But it is just very satisfying, you know, because you're firing off this massive bolt of very, very large wood, and you're hitting people, and you're able to hit many people in one shot, and it just feels good to do, you know? It feels good to use this weapon in comparison to using the trebuchet, where, well, frankly, you're missing every single shot, pretty much. I'd love to see someone actually use that and actually have good accuracy. You know, I'm sure there are people out there, you know, who have become accustomed to using the trebuchets and everything, but I don't even know how long it would take to really get super good at using it, because for me it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a bit of a waste of time. I don't know, maybe that's just me, because I see that rock flying, right? I see the stone flying towards the opponent and the walls, and I think to myself, okay, that seems like a pretty small rock. First of all, it's not as cool looking as the fire catapults, and it basically doesn't really do much. I mean, I'm sure if it hit someone, right? I'm sure if it hit someone, I'm sure it would be very fun, you know? But the way that it's working right now, it doesn't really inspire me to use it much more, you know what I mean? It's one of those that I personally feel is probably going to be left by me on the campaign map. I don't really see the need for me to use that in person, which is a shame, because I think that the use of siege engines in general is a lot of fun. Anyway, it seems like my forces are now getting into the main gate. I'm kind of, I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised that they have a lot of recruits in here. I mean, I was expecting quite a few, obviously, but I wasn't expecting this many. I mean, you can see here, literally every single unit I kill is a recruit, or some kind of levy militiaman or something like that. You know, it's a little bit strange, because they're all wearing pretty much like what, tier 1, tier 2 armor. And I mean, that's obvious, you know, it's obvious what kind of result you're going to get from that. It's going to be extremely easy for us to achieve victory then. And there you go. We have actually achieved victory. Ah, look at that. Battanian Field Champion and a Vlandian Sharpshooter. Fantastic. We might actually be able to get a Vlandian Culture Companion, even though we don't even need those anymore, because I've now instituted some policies that actually help us out quite a bit. Anyway, let's go once again for Scouting, Athletics, and something else. What about Tactics? Because we don't actually have a Tactician at the moment, so it might make sense, right? Might make a little bit of sense. And this guy is a Vlandian, Therard the Bowman. Let's make him an Engineer. And an Athletics guy, and maybe a Steward. Maybe he'll be one of our, you know, one of our lords or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but there you go. We were able to achieve victory against a lot of odds, although it was basically 50-50, and I felt like we did quite well there. Anyway, let's take a look. I'm going to sell my prisoners real fast, and we're going to do the whole recruitment thing. Let me see here. Rovalt. Yeah, now the reason why, by the way, I did not put the prisoners in here is because I think I'm assuming I might lose the next fight. And I don't really want this army to become even larger, because they have, well, it's almost 700 under their command, and that is definitely not something that I really want to have, you know, become even better, you know. So that's the main reason why I'm not doing that. But I don't know. I'm kind of approaching it from a bit of a pessimistic standpoint, which is probably not good, you know. So it's not a good idea to approach it from that. But I am very worried about this. Let's just say that. Okay, so let's see what he's going to do. Okay, we're getting some people in the garrison. Who's that? Villagers? Yeah, okay. So I think Drapand Castle is probably going to get taken relatively soon. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different because it's well, I mean, I'm here and it's over there, so there's not much I can do to defend it. I'm basically the only person that can. Oh, they have actually gone in. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, not really surprised because obviously, according to them, they have overwhelming combat strength, and it's pretty obvious that they're going to do some pretty considerable damage to us right here. But I'm still a little bit surprised that they went for it, because I think in general, for me, the defenders have a pretty overwhelming advantage. The only reason why we were able to win that is just generally due to tier difference. And that made a pretty large effect, you know, had a pretty large effect on things. Anyway, I'm going to level up Vigor here so I can hopefully level up my one-handed skill a little bit more. And now let's do this. Alright, I am quite worried about this, to be honest. And infantry are defending key positions of the castle. Archers and infantry are shooting from the castle walls. Okay, so now, here's the cool thing about this. Oh, we didn't build any other siege. Okay, that was I think their trebuchet actually destroyed one of the ballistas that we had already built, which is a bit disappointing. I would have liked you know, all of the areas of the castle or of the town to have a ballista covering it, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. So I guess what we'll have to do is we'll either have to use our own bow to defend, and you can see here that we have a number of our companions actually leveling up their bow skill as well, or we can actually use a ballista, which is, as I was talking about, one of my favorite siege engines to use. I mean, look at the damage is incredible, and the fact that it penetrates multiple units is just so incredibly fun. I don't know about you, but I find that really, really fun. And hopefully we're going to be able to use it even more. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. So cool. So much damage as well. Crazy amounts of damage, in fact. And the enemy is once again attempting to murder us with recruits. And they have a lot of recruits, which is really quite strange. Wow, did I just kill the guys literally on the battering ram? I think I might have. Wow, that am I 100%? Am I 100% accurate with this so far? I mean, now this is the point. In my opinion, this is satisfying. You see the numbers that I'm getting right now? I'm literally hitting people in the head, and I'm doing, what, almost 2,500 damage. I think I'm hitting them in the head at least. I mean, some of them I am, maybe, or maybe this is just an extremely powerful ballista, potentially. But yeah, I mean, you can see here, obviously, it gets less the further the bolt penetrates more and more units, but it's just so enjoyable to use, you know? And that's what I was talking about. That's why I personally found the ballista, not the ballista, the trebuchet, to be a far cry from this. It's just not as fun to use, which is not to say that it's not fun. It's just not as fun. Should I try and destroy this this battering ram? Actually, I'm doing 194 damage to the object. I would like to be able to see the HP of this. I think we're destroying it actually. I've destroyed the roof, I believe. I've destroyed the roof, but that is it. I don't think I've destroyed anything else, which is unfortunate. I should have probably focused on that a little bit more, but I was just having so much fun using this against troops that, well, I kind of forgot to do that. Yeah, that was a bit of an oversight on my part, but what kind of price can you put on fun, eh? What kind of price can you put on that? I don't know. Look at that, 2,800 for a headshot. Insanity. So nice. Okay, well, it seems to me like we are probably going to win. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how they can actually achieve victory from this point. They have literally lost... Oh, they haven't even lost as many as I thought. I thought they had lost about 500, but they've lost 350 actually, so that's not too bad. And I am now hitting nothing because I am just so good with bows. Oh yes. Celia has advanced in level. Very nice to see that. Obviously, after her performance in one of the recent tournaments, we just had to offer her a job. And that is exactly why she has joined us. And I completely agree. I mean, there were a number of you that left comments about Celia, and I was like, yes, absolutely. I actually intended to do that in the episode itself. But generally, sometimes that kind of thing slips from my mind. So, yeah, it's very good that you're there to remind me about such things, because otherwise I might have forgotten to recruit her. Anyway, this guy is now on the ballista. Hopefully he's going to do a little bit better than I was, because it's very difficult to actually hit enemies while they are moving. Oh, he got killed? This guy got killed. Okay, I'm a bit worried now. Who actually killed him? I'm not seeing anyone that can actually fight back. I mean, is it literally the trebuchet? Did the trebuchet actually kill him? No way, right? That would be absolutely hilarious. It must have been these guys or something. It must be some of the enemy crossbowmen or something along those lines. I don't actually know. Oh, my people are outside? My people are outside. I will join them. My planet needs me. Ah, there we go. Yeah, strong legs, by the way. Strong legs. That's the only reason why I take that perk, so that I can literally do those kinds of hilarious things that really do not benefit me in the least, but they do look rather amusing, and they are pretty fun to do. So, yeah, strong legs, great perk, highly recommended. Anyway, yes, we're going to be definitely taking a Botanian Fian champion, which got 26. He got 26 kills. 26 kills, that's incredible. Okay, very nice to see that. Love it, love it. Okay, let's just do a couple of these things. There we go. The Miller's Son. Wow, the Miller's Son has picked up a bow and is now doing fantastic amounts of damage. And as you can see there, we basically lost no one because, well, we have so many archers. That's it. We have so many archers. The enemy can't do anything because they take so long to get to us. They need to destroy the walls with siege. And that would actually give them a chance, in my opinion. That would definitely give them a chance to take us on. But obviously, they were just unable to do anything right there. Okay, so we are going to take a couple of prisoners right there too. And we're also going to be placing them in the dungeon this time. Because we do have, wow, we have a lot of prisoners right there as well. It would probably be a good idea to let them go, but I don't really care to go through all of them right now. So what we're going to do instead is just going to recruit some more people and then maybe sell a couple of things that I can here. 97,000, pretty nice. Okay, so I have 738 influence right now. So technically I can create my very own vassal clan. So, do we want to do that? I think we do. So let me have a look here. Drapand Castle. They're grinding my gears right now. They're grinding my gears. So they basically took it, which is really not that big a deal, to be honest. It really is not that big a deal. But it is definitely a nuisance. It is a nuisance like no other. A very minor one. Yes, it is a very minor one. It's not that big a deal. I don't really care about it that much. But it is definitely throwing a bit of a spanner in the works, so to speak, and I could take Turby Castle. I could pretty easily take Turby Castle. Rovalt has a very small garrison at the moment, so at least if I try to take Turby Castle, it's right next door, so I could potentially... Oh, hello there. Okay, yeah, that's way too close. That is way too close. So there is an army very, very near to us, and we really do not want to start any kind of siege because they're going to basically react almost immediately, and that's going to make things very difficult for us. As you can see, they're probably going to try and besiege us again, which, in my opinion, is probably, yeah, this is going to result in exactly the same thing, because you can see here, it's basically the same power levels. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything against us. Attalon was actually murdered by some looters. Are you serious? I mean, he wasn't killed, thankfully, but he was eliminated. So that's obviously not great. But yeah, you can see here they have a wide variety of footmen, levy crossbowmen, regular crossbowmen. They don't have anything that is very significant. Voloric is the only one that really has anything that could be kind of dangerous, and they are 19 vanguards. Personally, I don't think that that can do anything either. 19 is not really going to do anything, and as you can see, look at the amount of casualties that we've inflicted in comparison to the opponent. Literally nothing is going to stop what we are doing right here. There's nothing that they can do. If this army, and I was actually pointing in real life, not a good idea, because you can't see that. Anyway, point is, if you take a look at where my mouse is, this army over here, if the AI were to form a coalition between these two armies and to actually cooperate with each other to try and take this, they would be able to do it, in my opinion. They would definitely be able to do it because they would have a much faster engineering skill. They would be able to build more siege towers. They would be able to get their battering ram to the gates. They could potentially destroy all of our ballistas before heading in, so we wouldn't have so many kills as a result of them. And generally they would have a much easier time. But as it stands, the AI does not work together in that way, and as a result they are probably going to go in here once again and just throw themselves against our walls. And because we have so many ranged units, these guys, Palatine Guards, Sharpshooters, I do have some Levy Crossbowmen as well, which are obviously not fantastic, but they are pretty good, you know, they're okay. You know, inside the walls, they're very, very protected, and they're not really going to be harassed by any cavalry or anything like that. Okay, so we do have 1 perk point to spend in medicine. Town projects that are related with sanitation and health also give a bonus prosperity increase. Okay, don't really care about that. Generally, I don't really care about any of this because this is all governor stuff, and yeah, I mean, if I'm a governor, then this is obviously the one thing that is really good. Increases loyalty of settlement by 1 per day. In my opinion, loyalty is very important, but obviously there are a number of policies that already do that kind of thing, so you don't really need to worry about it too much. We are now level 25, and we have a focus point and an attribute point, so what do I want to spec into? I don't know, actually. I have no idea, to be honest. I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is maybe spec into tactics? Tactics could be kind of useful later down the line because tactics is indeed simulation advantage. And I think we might be doing quite a few auto-resolves in the future. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to start speccing into cunning and tactics right here because everything else is relatively high as it is, so I don't really need to worry about it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If these guys go in, I might show it. I'm going to record it anyway. But if nothing much changes in terms of how they respond to the siege, so if they don't get inside and they just, you know, sort of randomly stay outside like they did in the previous siege, then I'm not going to show it. But if they do get inside and it's a very, you know, vicious battle, then I will definitely, you know, keep you updated on that. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.